Hello everyone and welcome to another used tech hustle video. So you know what it's like when you've got a bit of downtime and you're cruising the usual sites for a bit of a bargain to flip or have a bit of fun with. Well, what we're looking at today is a pickup I managed to find recently on my local Facebook marketplace of a pretty good specification system for what I thought would be a bargain price, or at least something I can certainly flip. So having contacted the seller, I decided to make the hour-long round trip and pick it up and see what this bad boy can do. Okay, so I've just got back and here it is. Quite an impressive beast it is too. Obviously just a tiny little window on the side there, but I think that's quite a nice style to be honest for it. One thing which wasn't mentioned in the listing but I'm not really bothered about is that there's a scratch on the side of the case here. That's fine, I can either try and patch it up or just leave it as it is. I don't think anyone's really going to be bothered. Let's have a look in the front. How do I get into this thing? Ooh, how mysterious. I haven't got a clue how to get into that. Oh, that's a weird kind of switch system there. Anyway, right, yeah, so there it is. Also thrown in the deal, we've got a Corsair headset, which is pretty good. I'll test that out. That might be handy to replace. I think it's a Turtle Beach one that I got with a deal around about Christmas time, which actually is really good, but the Corsair one might be better. I think it's time to crack this thing open and see what's inside.
A few moments later.
Okay, so here we go. We're actually inside this beast. I am really impressed with the case. The quality of it feels great. So I'm thinking, my gut feeling will be either to rebuild the X58 system in there, because that thing is just tighter than a duck's bumhole, especially for cable management. It's really difficult to actually close it up. Or my main PC, I may rebuild that in this case instead, because what really appeals to me is the amount of storage space, especially with this in there. Looking at the spec on the website, this particular case has room for 6 normal 3.5-inch hard drives, and I've got adapters which allow me to put another 2 in there, which, you know, is excessive. I'm not going to fill all that, but I do have quite a few in there. So I think in my main machine I've got maybe 3 or 4 physical hard drives, and I'm always wanting to put more in there. But yeah, overall, I'm really happy with it. We've got the i5 running on a standard cooler, the really nice Asus motherboard, which is the Z97K, I believe. Corsair RAM, a really nice looking 760 graphics card, which I'm quite looking forward to testing out, and a really good Corsair power supply. So yeah, I think for the price it's absolutely fantastic, but my plans for this I think will be essentially strip it down, sell the processor and probably the motherboard. Maybe it's a bundle. That will recoup most of what I paid for it, I think. Obviously RAM can be used elsewhere in other machines. I will test the graphics card and maybe put that in my X58 system. I'm not too sure yet, but that I'm really looking forward to seeing what that thing can do. And the case I'm going to keep for myself, I think. It's too good a build quality, I think, to be ignored. I think it was very useful for me. The scratch on the side obviously means it might put other sellers off, and that's fine by me, although I could patch it up. I personally don't care, especially where it would be going. I'd never see it. I finally worked out to get into the front as well. It's got a little push system there, so that's even better, because what I'm thinking there as well, I can make use of this little piece of hardware which I've never wanted to get rid of, but I've never been able to find a use for it because it just looks weird. I did want to put it in that system, but it just looks odd having this black box. It's just a hard drive caddy, so I can easily swap more hard drives in the front, in and out, which will be perfect for like video files and stuff. Yeah, overall I am really pleased with it. I've already seen it working, so I'm not going to bench it too much. I don't know whether I'm going to do any specific videos on this particular platform. Maybe if that's something you want to see, then let me know, but I think for now, yeah, I think I'll wait for an eBay offer where they do sometimes £1 max selling fees I might wait for one of those and then just strip this down and sell the processor, etc, etc. One thing that I didn't mention was the speed of the memory, so let me just get in there. What have we got? Okay, that's not bad. 1600 megahertz, that's not terrible. These things just look ridiculous, don't they? But they are quite cool, I suppose. But that will get used, no doubt, in another system. Especially if I'm popping together something a bit more gamerish for somebody. Well, I might even end up using that case to build another system to flip, but hey, let's see. Anyway, I'm going to stop waffling. I'm very, very happy with it. I'm going to now, I think, clean it up and start stripping it down. And see where it goes from there.
More moments later.
Slight change of plan with the PC. I think what I'm going to do before I break it apart and look to sell some of the pieces, I might as well have a bit of time with it, see what it can do, benchmark the graphics card in its current state, and just generally see exactly what I've been able to get for £200. So I'm going to pop in an SSD. I've got a spare brand new SSD just loitering around there next to that lamp. It's only a 64GB, but that's fine just for Windows. It's got a 1TB drive in there anyway. I'll download some games and we'll see what this puppy can do as it is, because I think we can all agree it's some quality parts in there, so I'm interested to see how it all handles everything. I imagine downloading the games is going to take the entire rest of the day, because there's normally hundreds of gigabytes worth these days. But when I get back to you, this will be a freshly installed PC with Windows 10. I think it's got Windows 7 on it currently. And we'll see what this bad boy can do. Cool. So there it is, I've just finished benchmarking the system. I'm just transferring the files over to a card now, ready to put on the video editing machine. And I've got to say, I'm really impressed. It's a quality setup, that is absolutely for certain. It's a really good processor, obviously the motherboard's more than capable of handling everything. Graphics card is very impressive. I've already benchmarked that with the X58 and yeah, very good. Obviously all the other components, the RAM, power supply, so on and so forth, really impressive overall. So my plans for this, to be honest, I can't really justify keeping it. I know there'll be some people screaming to either swap my i7-2700K system or the X58 system with this one, but I'm just not in a position where I can kind of financially justify either having 3 systems or not flipping this one to make a bit of money, really, especially with Christmas and things coming up and potentially losing my job. It's just not, it's not worth it. I can't do it. So I'm going to be piecing it out, and the graphics card, motherboard, CPU, probably RAM, I will sell. The rest, things like the power supply and the case and everything, that'll all get kept and reused for rebuilding probably my i7 system into this. The case is just brilliant. It might not look to everyone's taste, the kind of design of it, but the space here for cable management is just phenomenal. Way better than the GameMax case I've got there. And yeah, I think I can make a really nice main day-to-day system with this, and then use my cheaper case, which I think is a CIT, can't quite remember, Nova maybe, might be the model. It's been a while since I bought it, but yeah, I'm going to keep this. I'm going to finally make use of a little piece of hardware that I've had tucked away, a little drive thing here, which I can use just for quickly popping in 2.5 and 3.5 inch hard drives. That'll be really useful for, well, loads of things, obviously, for storage and whatnot. So yeah, I'm going to keep the case and all the other bits, but the main board and whatnot, they're going. Anyway, it's been a bit of a strange video, this one. I hope you've enjoyed it. Just wanted to kind of cover a system that I bought and kind of one of my hustles, I suppose. I've been really impressed with it, and I'll definitely keep my eye out for systems like this again. The graphics card, if you haven't already checked out my benchmarks and overview of that, the 760 is awesome. Really good card if you can get one for a good price. I think that, to be fair, actually, the graphics card, I've seen them for as little as £60 now, which if you can get one for that price is brilliant. If you need to pay more, there might be better options actually, but anyway, if you want to know more on that, check out my dedicated benchmarks. So that's it for this one. That's the i5 system overview. I hope you've liked it. If you have, do be sure to drop a like. If you want to see more of these little things I do, then do subscribe. Other than that, thanks for watching, guys. See you in the next one.